Are face masks during the corona crisis? Experts can't really agree on this. Should we wear them? And if so, who should wear them? Do they protect me or the other person? And which types of masks make sense at all? In many Asian countries, face masks are regarded as one of the main weapons in the fight against the coronavirus. And in China, it's even forbidden to be on the streets without a mask. Now, here in Europe, we have mixed feelings about wearing masks. In times of scarcity, many believe masks should be reserved for healthcare workers who depend on protection. But that view seems to have changed recently. Now, more and more local authorities do recommend to wear masks in public. So let's talk about face masks and what they can do for us during a pandemic.
So-called filtering facepiece, or FFP masks, fit snugly around the nose, mouth, and chin and filter out the tiniest airborne particles. The most effective type lets no viruses in or out. An exhalation valve makes breathing easier but increases the risk of viruses escaping. So an unvalved FFP mask protects both the wearer and the person they encounter. With a valve, it only reliably protects the wearer. FFP masks are in short supply worldwide, so they should be mainly reserved for medical personnel. A mask that's often seen nowadays is this simple protective facepiece for the mouth and nose. Known as a surgical mask, it consists of several layers of paper or non-woven fabric with a thin wire to make it fit over the nose. When the wearer coughs or sneezes, the surgical mask blocks the large droplets. But on inhalation, air also flows in over the sides. That means it mainly protects others from infection rather than the wearer. Once the mask is wet from breathing after 8 hours wearing time at the most, it has to be discarded. In the COVID-19 crisis, professionally manufactured masks are in short supply. That's led to a flourishing cottage industry in DIY masks. Whether using handkerchiefs, t-shirts, or vacuum cleaner bags, people all around the world are revving up their sewing machines. A textile mask functions rather like a protective mask made of paper, but generally has a poor seal and blocks only 1/3 of the droplets that a surgical mask does, according to a study. However, a cloth mask can be washed and reused. The most important thing is, no matter which mask you wear, it can only be effective if used with hygiene measures, like thorough hand washing and keeping a safe distance from others.
Hopefully you are safe and well at home. To help slow the spread of COVID-19, the CDC has suggested we wear cloth coverings over our faces when we must go out in public settings. So grab a bandana or cloth square that can be washed after each use, 2 hair ties or rubber bands, and let's make a mask together. Lay the cloth square out flat, fold it in half, then half it again. Take one of the hair ties or rubber bands and wrap around the cloth, pulling it through the center of the hair tie or rubber band. The hair ties or bands should be about 6 inches apart. Now, fold the outer edges of the cloth in, layering on top of each other. Pick up the bands on either side and wrap the bands around your ears.
If you find yourself in a situation where wearing a mask is recommended, there are some important rules to follow. First, masks are only effective if they are used in combination with a good hand hygiene. Either use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. So, before touching the mask and putting it on, clean your hands. Check the mask for tears and holes and make sure to check which side is the top. It's usually the one that has a metal strip in it. Masks do have an inside and an outside. The inside is usually the lighter colored one. Once you've figured that out, it's time to fit the mask on your face. Pinch the metal strip so it molds to the shape of your nose. Then cover your nose, mouth, and chin. Make sure there are no gaps between your face and the mask. When you're wearing a mask, don't touch it. And don't pull it up and down while wearing it. If you do touch it accidentally, wash your hands. The same goes for taking off the mask. Pull the elastic straps from behind your ears and don't touch the front of the mask and keep it away from your face. Discard the mask immediately in a closed bin and again, wash your hands. Masks like the one that I was just wearing should not be reused. Replace them as soon as they start to get damp. If you use a self-made mask from textile, those need to be washed at least 60 degrees after every use. So, stay safe and remember, the best way to protect yourself and others from the coronavirus is by being physically distant.